Do you remember your third birthday party? What about your very first steps? If you're drawing a blank, you're not alone. Most of us can't recall much, if anything, from before we were 3 or 4 years old. This phenomenon is called infantile amnesia, and it's one of the most fascinating mysteries of human memory. So why do our earliest, most formative years just vanish from our minds? Let's dive into the science behind our forgotten childhoods. For a long time, scientists thought babies just couldn't form long-term memories. The idea was that their brains were simply too underdeveloped. But recent studies have completely turned this theory on its head. Researchers have found that even infants as young as a few months old can form memories. For example, a baby can remember how to kick a mobile to make it spin, even after a few days. So, if babies are making memories, where do they go? It seems the problem isn't forming the memories, it's holding on to them. The key to this puzzle lies in the incredible, rapid development happening in a baby's brain. During the first few years of life, the brain is like a construction site operating at hyperspeed. Millions of new connections or synapses are being formed every single second. This process is called synaptogenesis. It's how we learn to see, walk, and understand the world. But there's a downside to this rapid growth. While new connections are forming, old ones are being pruned away to make the brain more efficient. Think of it like trying to build a city. You lay down a massive grid of roads, but then you realize you only need the main highways, so you start removing the smaller, less used streets. This constant rewiring and pruning in the infant brain likely disrupts the networks that store early memories, causing them to fade away. It's a case of out with the old, in with the new, and our earliest memories are the old. Another major player in this memory mystery is the hippocampus. This seahorse-shaped structure deep in our brain is crucial for forming and retrieving long-term declarative memories, the what, where, and when of our lives. In infants and toddlers, the hippocampus is still very much under construction. A specific part of it, the dentate gyrus, continues to produce new neurons at a high rate throughout early childhood. This process, called neurogenesis, is great for learning new things, but it's terrible for storing old memories. These new neurons integrate into existing memory circuits, essentially overwriting or destabilizing the memories that were already there. Imagine trying to save a file on a computer that's constantly rebooting and installing new software. The chances of that file staying intact are pretty slim. That's what's happening in your young brain. The very process that makes the infant brain so adaptable and quick to learn is also what makes it so forgetful. But brain development is only part of the story. The way we store memories is also deeply connected to language. Think about how you recall an event. You probably narrate it to yourself, like a story. I went to the park, I saw a dog, then I ate an ice cream cone. This narrative structure helps us organize and retrieve our memories. Before we develop language skills, our memories are stored differently. They are pre-verbal, a collection of feelings, sensations, and images, but without the words to tie them all together. It's like having a library full of books with no titles or table of contents. The information is there, but it's incredibly difficult to find and make sense of. Once we learn to talk, our brain starts organizing memories using this new linguistic framework. The older, pre-verbal memories don't fit into this new system, so they become inaccessible. They haven't been deleted, they've just been filed away in a format we can no longer read. Another piece of the puzzle is our sense of self. To form an autobiographical memory, which is a memory about your own life, you need to have a concept of me. You need to understand that you are an individual with your own unique experiences. This self-awareness typically doesn't fully develop until around the age of 2. Before that, a baby experiences the world more as a stream of consciousness, without a central character, themselves, to anchor the experiences to. Without this sense of self, it's hard to create a personal life story. The memories are like scenes from a movie with no protagonist. This is why our first memories often coincide with the development of self-awareness and the ability to use personal pronouns like I and me. So even though we can't consciously recall these early years, that doesn't mean they didn't matter. In fact, it's quite the opposite. These forgotten years are profoundly important. The experiences, the relationships, the love, and the care we receive during this time lay the foundation for our entire personality, our ability to trust, and how we relate to the world for the rest of our lives. These early experiences are encoded in our brains not as specific stories we can tell, but as deep emotional and procedural memories. They shape our gut feelings, our automatic responses, and our core beliefs about ourselves and others. Think of it this way. You don't remember learning how to walk, but that experience is now a fundamental part of who you are. You can walk without thinking about it. Similarly, you don't remember the feeling of being held and comforted as a baby, but that experience built the neural pathways for security and attachment that you carry with you today. So, infantile amnesia isn't a glitch in our system. It's a natural and necessary byproduct of incredible brain growth and development. Our brains prioritize learning and adapting over preserving a perfect record of the past. We sacrifice the detailed memories of our first few years to build the complex, efficient brain we need for the rest of our lives. While we may not have the photo album of memories from our earliest days, the essence of those experiences is woven into the very fabric of our being. They are the silent architects of the person we become. So next time you look at a baby, remember that while they won't recall this specific moment years from now, it is shaping them in ways we are only just beginning to understand. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mind. If you found this as fascinating as I do, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the mysteries of our brains. What's your earliest memory? Share it with us in the comments below. See you next time.